If not, next topic will be cluster. Logical grouping of ESXi hosts. So before we going into cluster, we'll see like what happens if we are running on a standalone host or traditional infrastructure. Let's say this is the physical server installed with Windows Server operating system and some business application here. And the another one is our ESXi machine. Here multiple virtual machines will be running. Applications will be running here. But often something wrong with this hardware. Hardware is crashed. Let's say motherboard is crashed. So the OS will be shut down automatically and the application will be shut down automatically. Okay. So until you fix the problem, they will not come up. Fixing the problem may take around 8 hours also. If you want to replace the failed motherboard with a new motherboard, so it may take more than 8 hours or sometimes 1 week to even there are days like it will take. Okay. That much of amount of time your business will be stopped and you have to wait until that fix is applied. Okay, you replace that motherboard. Minimum to minimum, it will take 8 hours. 8 hours, your business will be down, minimum to minimum. So if this is a ESXi infrastructure, if the same thing happens here, if 8 hours it is not available, there are multiple VMs running on it. Okay, so if there is, if the on the physical server in the traditional infrastructure, if host fails, only one application will be impacted. If this physical server fails, which is running with ESXi operating system, multiple VMs will be impacted. Multiple VMs will be shut down. So compared to here, there will be more business loss here. Until you fix that problem, those many applications will not come up. Okay. Here there will be more impact compared to traditional days. Then how can we say our VMware vSphere and ESXi is better than older technologies? That's why to overcome these kind of issues, they have designed something called clustering. Okay, we'll see how it works. Both ESX machine will be connected to the same storage. So we have already discussed about the planned maintenance, like we will do vMotion. Okay. We will vMotion VMs from one host to another host and we will do planned maintenance. This is unplanned situation. Suddenly the motherboard is crashed. You will not have enough time to vMotion. Immediately the server is crashed. Immediately the VMs will be powered up. We can't avoid that. Okay. To handle these unplanned situations, they have designed here something called clustering. So logically, we will group them. Physically, they will be in the same rack, same structure. There will be no change in physical architecture. Okay. Logically, in the vCenter only, we will group them. In the physical, in our lab, or even if it is in the data center, there will be no change. There will be as it is. Any number of ESXi hosts. Even if you physically look, we cannot identify which cluster, which ESXi host is running which ESXi. So in vCenter only, we can group them. Like this is called clustering. Here, logically, we are grouping them. This will be our vCenter. Like this. Just a minute. So physically, there will be no change in the architecture. Only in the vCenter, we will group them. So vCenter, we will create a logical group and we will add multiple ESXi hosts into this clustering. Now they are part of one group, one team. Now the advantage is, if same thing happens, if unexpected failure happens on one of the hosts, okay, these virtual machines will be automatically, here also the virtual machines will be shut down. We can't avoid that. Okay, so as it is unexpected failure, but these virtual machines will be quickly restarted. Automatically they will be restarted here. Okay. You don't need to do anything, less than a minute. Okay. Around 1 minute or 2 minutes, less than 2 minutes of time, these virtual machines will be automatically restarted by the cluster on another host. Okay. This is still, it is failed. Host is not up, still the host is failed. But the virtual machines will be powered off here and will power on here. Definitely there will be a business outage, but will be very minimum. Compared to older days, it was 8 hours, it was down. Now, if this host fails, same thing, unexpected failure happens here, they will be restarted in 2 minutes. Okay. The outage is reduced from 8 hours to 2 minutes almost. Okay. That's why your applications or your virtual machines are available for more time compared to your traditional days. Even in case of planned maintenance or unplanned maintenance, your applications are available for more time. That's what there is a feature called HA used for this scenario. We will see how that mechanism works, like how the virtual machines will be restarted on another host and everything later. So as of now, if you know, like clustering is logical grouping is fine. We'll see each feature later. And there is another benefit, like if there is usage of this host is like more than 80%, This host is more than 80% utilized. This host is like 20% utilized. If you notice, you manually move some workloads from here to here, like a vMotion. We move some VMs from here to here. If you don't notice, if it reaches 100%, there will be performance outage. Even though there is another host is very less utilized, this host will be highly utilized and there will be performance impact. To avoid these kind of situations, like there is automatic feature on the cluster. If you enable that, if there is high utilization here, it will automatically vMotion the VMs to another host. You don't need to do anything. So live migration happens and load utilization here it will reduce us to some 60%. Here it will increase us to some 50%. So on an average, the load balancing will be done. So no issues here. So these kind of VHS are possible only with the clustering, logical grouping of the ESXi host. Okay, cluster. We'll see now. What are the minimum requirements? How we create clusters? The purpose is the very important VHS, HA, high availability, and DRS. It's a load balancing feature. We will discuss each one in one day. One feature will take one day. Okay. 2 features and the minimum requirement. If you want to create a requirements. Minimum 2 hosts, maximum 64 hosts. And shared storage. Same CPU, same hardware. CPU family and generation. Same network configuration. Port groups, name and VLAN. So almost like all vMotion requirement. Okay, these are very important cluster requirements. Minimum 2 hosts, like with having like one ESXi host in the cluster, and we cannot say it's a team, right? So team means minimum 2 members should be there. So minimum 2 hosts. In older versions, in up to 5.5, it's a 32 hosts. From 6.0 onwards, it's a 64 hosts. Maximum host in a cluster, you can place 64 hosts from 6.0. Before it was 32. 64 ESXi machines you can place together in a single cluster. Shared storage. Let's say here. So there are a few data stores, L1, L2, L3, L4, like this. For LUNs. Okay. If one host is connected with ESXi1 is connected with, let's say L1 and L2. This host also should be connected with L1 and L2. The same number of data stores should be connected to the host which are part of same cluster. It's called shared storage now. If you add one more data store, that's not a shared storage. L3, if you connect here to the one host, it's not recommended and it's not shared storage. It should be exactly the same data stores should be visible here as well. Shared storage. And hardware, while purchasing the hardware itself, we should purchase same CPU family and generation. That we know because of vMotion support. Okay, like that. Then same network configuration with these port groups and VLANs that we have to create manually exactly the same way. However, we create port groups on one host, it should be exactly the same way on the another host as well. Okay, like that. The port groups creation, at least we can take care. Hardware should be, we should buy when we purchase itself. Then shared storage. Fine. So these are the minimum requirements for a cluster. Then we'll see how to create a cluster. Now is data center, right click on it, create a cluster. Do not enable any feature as of now. Next, just give a name, next and finish. Cluster. Now if you want to add or remove host, first we'll add or we'll see. Select this, we are already aware of it, how to add ESXi host into a vCenter. The cluster, right click, add host. Enter IP, root/password. Next. This we have already added our host into vCenter. Next, finish. This is how we do. Adding a host into cluster. So instead of running a traditional infrastructure directly of hardware with the Windows and applications on it, if there is an outage, we have to wait for longer time to fix that problem. So minimum to minimum 8 hours business impact will be there. And traditional infrastructure, ESXi versus like traditional infrastructure, on ESXi multiple VMs will be running. If there is any unexpected failure here, multiple VMs will be powered up. Compared to traditional host, here there will be more impact. That's why VMware has designed something called clustering here. Logically, we are grouping them. In the vCenter only, we will group them. Physically, there will be no change at all. Okay. So physically, the servers inside the data center will remain same. Only in the vCenter, we just group them. Logically grouping them. It's called cluster. So for what purpose we are clustering them? For high availability and DRS. Okay. High availability is basically whenever any host fails, the VMs will be automatically restarted here in case of unexpected failure. That we can achieve using HA. This takes 1 hour of time to explain. We will see that tomorrow, HA. And DRS, it's load balancing. When a host is running out of memory and CPU usage, let's say it's 80% utilized, another host is like 30 or 40% utilized. Okay. So then we will use DRS feature. It will automatically load balance by vMotioning VMs from one host to another host. So it will automatically vMotion. Okay. Same CPU, hardware, and family generation, and minimum 2 hosts, shared storage, and network configuration will be our choice. We can configure at any point of time. Minimum requirements, so we can achieve high availability and DRS. Creating a cluster is simple. Right click on a cluster data center, new cluster. Do not enable any HA and DRS features here. We will do it later. And add host into. Right click on a cluster and you or drag and drop also will work. Drag and drop also will work.
హలో ప్రసాద్.
Yeah.
ఇప్పుడు ఒక హోస్ట్ లో డౌన్ అయింది, ఇంకో హోస్ట్ లో యూటిలైజేషన్ ఫుల్ అయిపోయింది. అప్పుడు ఏం చేయాలి?
ఓకే, దానికోసం హెచ్ఏ గురించి డిస్కస్ చేసినప్పుడు చెప్తాను టుమారో. అప్పుడు ఏంటంటే దానికి ఒక ఆప్షన్ ఉంటుంది. మన డిజైన్ అది, అందుకని దానికి డిజైనింగ్ ఫేజ్ లో కరెక్ట్ గా పెట్టుకోవాలి. ఒక హోస్ట్ డౌన్ అయినా ఇంకో హోస్ట్ లో రిసోర్సెస్ ఉండేలాగా మనం ప్లాన్ చేసుకోవాలి. అదే హెచ్ఏ డిజైన్. ఒకవేళ అలా లేకుండా మనం బ్యాడ్ డిజైన్ రూల్స్ ఫాలో అవ్వలేదు, ఇది ఆల్రెడీ ఫుల్ అయిపోయింది, ఇంకా విఎమ్స్ రావాల్సి ఉంది, అప్పుడు ఆన్ అవ్వాలా ఆఫ్ అవ్వాలనే సిచ్యుయేషన్ కి ఒక ఆప్షన్ ఉంటుంది, అడ్మిషన్ కంట్రోల్ అని. ఎనేబుల్ చేస్తుంటే ఆ విఎమ్స్ ఆన్ అవ్వవు. అక్కడే ఎన్ని అయితే ఆన్ అవ్వాల్సి వస్తుందో అన్ని మాత్రమే ఆన్ అయ్యి రిమైనింగ్ స్టాప్ లోనే ఉంటాయి. ఒకవేళ ఆ ఫీచర్ ఆఫ్ చేసి పెడితే ఆ విఎమ్స్ అన్ని ఇక్కడ రావడానికి ట్రై చేస్తూ ఈ హోస్ట్ కూడా ఫెయిల్ అయిపోయే ఛాన్స్ ఉంది. అందుకోసం మనకు కంట్రోల్ ఉంటుంది దాని మీద. బ్యాడ్ డిజైన్, ఇన్ కేస్ ఆఫ్ బ్యాడ్ డిజైన్.
అది మళ్ళా హోస్ట్ అప్ అయినప్పుడు ఎట్లా మళ్ళీ మూవ్ అయిపోతుంది ఆ హోస్ట్ కి?
అందుకే సెకండ్ ఫీచర్ ఉంది కదా, డిఆర్ఎస్ అని. ఇది లోడ్ బ్యాలెన్స్ చేసుకుంటుంది. ఇప్పుడు సంథింగ్ లైక్ ఇది 90% యూటిలైజేషన్ ఉంది యాజ్ ఆఫ్ నౌ. సో 1 హోస్ట్ ఇది ఇప్పుడు ఫిక్స్ అయింది, ఎంటీ హోస్ట్ ఇది. జస్ట్ వీ హ్యావ్ ఫిక్స్ దిస్ ప్రాబ్లమ్, ఇట్ ఈస్ ఎంటీ నౌ, ఆల్మోస్ట్ లైక్ 5% యూసేజ్. అప్పుడు డిఆర్ఎస్ వర్క్ అవుతుంది. డిఆర్ఎస్ ఆటోమేటిక్ గా కొన్ని విఎమ్స్ ని విమోషన్ చేస్తుంది, మనం ఏం చేయాల్సిన అవసరం. ఇట్స్ లైవ్ మైగ్రేషన్.
హోస్ట్ అప్ అయినప్పుడు ఆటోమేటిక్ గా
లోడ్ బ్యాలెన్స్ జరుగుతుంది.
ఓకే,
అది లైవ్ మైగ్రేషన్ కాబట్టి బిజినెస్ ఇంపాక్ట్ ఉండదు.
ఓకే, థ్యాంక్ యూ.
We'll discuss about these features in depth tomorrow. HA and DRS. It's called cluster and how we create cluster, add host into cluster. And now, so host which is outside the cluster is called standalone host. So maybe the host is added to vCenter or not added into the vCenter. If it is in vCenter or not in vCenter. This host is called standalone host, which is not part of a cluster. It might be connected to the same storage as well. Depends on necessity. We can connect or we can ignore. And L1 and L2 should not be visible here. Maybe L3 is visible here. Different LUN should be presented to this host. Same LUN should not be presented. That's not recommended. Few people will present also. That's a different case. For migrations or something else. Can be attached also. L1 and L2 can also be added to the standalone host. Depends on design, but it is not recommended. Need to have another set of LUN. L3, L4 can be visible here. It's called standalone host. If this host fails, we can't do anything. We have to fix that problem. Then only we can bring the virtual machines up Until the host is up, we cannot fix this problem. That's a standalone host. So like same like traditional days, if this there is a problem here, until you fix this problem, the VMs will not come up. Fine. Any question with standalone host? Maybe in vCenter or without vCenter also can be there. And if you have another cluster also, you can have another cluster as well from the same vCenter. You can create multiple clusters inside a vCenter. Like this. It can be connected to the same switch like this. A6i 4. Fine. This can be a different cluster now again. Okay. Now, for this cluster, another set of LUNs should be presented. L5, L4 like this. Same LUNs which are presented to any other cluster should not be presented here. So every cluster should have their own set of LUNs. For migration purposes, like for temporary use case, we can attach also L1 and L2 to the new. If it is a new cluster, with a new hardware, we want to migrate the VMs which are running on L1 and L2, we will connect as well. Otherwise, basically, normal design, normal running clusters, it's not recommended. Every cluster should have their own set of LANs connected to them. But one LAN connected to one host, like which are the LANs which are connected to one host should be presented to all of them. Stores visible on the host within that same cluster. And this cluster is basically logical segregation of the task, like limited for vMotion, SVMotion, and cloning. They are limited within this cluster. Outside the cluster can be done. But from template we can do. Template is Gobler. From one, let's say template is in one cluster, you can deploy VM from this template using this template to another cluster as well. Template is kind of a global object. Okay. But the vMotion, SVMotion, they are technically they are limited here within this cluster itself. Now we'll see like how the cluster looks like, how to add hosts into the cluster. Okay. So just 2 minutes task, we can just create a cluster. But removing a host will not directly will work. It should be in maintenance mode. Adding we can add at any stage. To remove, enter host into maintenance. That means it will try to vacate that host, like vMotion all VMs from that host cluster. Sorry, drag and drop. So if you want to create a cluster, select this is a data center, right click on it, add cluster, new cluster, name, let's say development, test, production. This will be based on the functionality of the applications that run inside. Development, testing, production, backup, whatever it is, whatever the application that is running here. Do not enable any other feature as of now. Once we understand what are those features, then we can enable them. The cluster icon looks like this. The three ESXi servers are merged together. Icon itself different. Grouping of hosts, group of hosts. Okay. Just if you want to add a host into that, just select a host, hold with left click, drag and leave on that cluster. It will enter. Still moving. Take some time to refresh. Yeah. See, one host is part of this cluster. If you want to add another host from another data center also, we can add. Just hold with left click, drag and drop. As of now, it is not powered on, so it's not adding. First, we have to add into data center. It will add. From there, we can add again any host. Let's say this host. Outside the cluster, outside the data center, you have to move into this data center first. Then you can add. Okay. Even though if it is not powered on, it's logically moved here, but it should be in the same data center. From outside the data center, if you want to drag, first move, leave it on the data center. It will come under this data center. So then you can drag and drop here. Like, if you want to remove, again you have to remove, leave it on the data center. But as the host should be in maintenance mode, that's why even if it is in power off state, it is not able to move. It is showing host is not in maintenance mode. You have to enter the host into right click, enter maintenance mode. All the VMs which are running in this host will be migrated to another host. vMotion, automatically vMotion to another host. But as of now, no other host is healthy to move them. They're all down. There are two powered on virtual machines. So even if you enter into maintenance mode, it will not go in this case, because the VMs will never go to any other host because there no other host is up and running. Okay, that's a situation. If any one of the hosts is up, then we can move host, then you can drag and drop. Or you can do one thing, if you want to remove, connect, go disconnect. That way we can do. It is disconnected, and now you can right click, remove from inventory. It will be removed. This way also we can remove from inventory. 100 is removed. 100 is not visible anywhere. Okay. You have to add 100 again back. That we know either into cluster. However, we add into cluster, we can add into the same way. Add host 192.168.0.100. Root Windows 123. These are all the VMs running on it. That's fine. Like trial period. That's fine. Okay, 100 is added again. So fine. So any other questions as of now? How many hosts we can group? 64 in a cluster. Oh, when was it? Okay. Sorry, I didn't notice the questions on time, so I hope they are clear now. Fine. Any question as of now? The technical tasks like vMotion, SVMotion, cloning are limited within the cluster. Okay. So tomorrow, very important HA. In any interview, like 99% they will ask, what is HA, how it works. In day-to-day job, we'll just do a tick mark only here on the class. Even all the people in the team will not get even chance to enable it. Okay, only one person can do on one cluster. Just here, go to cluster settings, just turn on vSphere HA. That's it. Just say okay, it will be done. But be like multiple questions based on HA. It is very important uh, interview question topic. But at least it's better to know the subject completely about how it works. Okay, it will take 1 hour of time to completely discuss about that. We will see tomorrow. Do not miss tomorrow. And try to join by sharp 8. We will max start by 8:05 because it will not be completed within an hour. Fine. If no question, then we will meet tomorrow.
Prasad?
Yes.
For VM status is showing like not responding, inaccessible, and RFED, something like that. What is that actually?
Okay, coming to that. So anyway, troubleshooting steps, we clearly see them, how to fix that problems and all. Right now we'll see it. Right now it's showing disconnected, right? The VM is stored in this data store. Okay, the data store itself disconnected from the host. This data store, that storage partition where the virtual machine is stored, that storage partition is removed from the host without safely moving the VMs. In that case, it will be like this.
Disconnected, and here data store showing inaccessible.
First, we have to fix the problem with this, then the VMs will automatically come up. If not, they are not coming up automatically, then we have to manually browse that data store, see that virtual machine.vmx file and register it back. That we will handle during troubleshooting topic.
Okay.
There is a topic for it.
Okay.
That's a briefly overview of this one. Yeah. Because of storage issues, it will go like that. Or even if this data store is fine, healthy, still you are showing like RFAND or disconnected, it will not show. RFAND it will show, or inactive. Right now I have removed these many VMs. You see here, these many VMs. That happens because the files are deleted. Without removing the VM here, the files inside the, let's say if you go to this data store partition, now let's say I'm selecting Spider VC01 and I'm deleting these files here. Do not try this one. It's not a recommended option. If you click on delete, at least I'm not showing at least Spider VC. If you delete, all our labs will be disturbed. Select any other virtual machine. If you delete, files will be deleted from here. But VM inventory is still here. VM will be still shown here. That's why it shows like this. unknown VMs, orphaned VMs.
Okay.
Basically, if you see the diagram, the VM is still present here. The files are here. Basically, it will be like this. If you delete these files, this VM will be still here. Then in that case, it will show as orphaned, inactive, or just without the volume names like that. What we have seen. Right? Here you can see taskbar, recent tasks. But we will see how to handle those scenarios.
Okay, Professor.